A stagnant economy and the controversy over the Treaty Principles Bill has seen voters deliver a message to the coalition government. National and ACT are both down in a new poll from The Post by Freshwater Strategy, with the personal popularity of leaders Christopher Luxon and David Seymour also taking a hit. Labour, the Greens and Te Pāti Māori are all slightly up, but not enough to form a government, meaning that if an election was held today, it could end in a hung parliament. The Post's National Affairs editor Andrea Vance has more.
The softest economy and the biggest protest for a generation. Political headwinds delivering a drop in support for the government and bad news for Prime Minister Christopher Luxon.
This will be a one-term national government.
A new poll from The Post and Freshwater Strategy shows National taking a 4-point hit since last year's election.
The numbers are vastly different from what we see, but what we're seeing is Kiwis are saying this government is trying and this government is actually delivering and this government has actually got a plan and the plan is starting to work.
And a 4-point gain for Labour, which is bounding back after suffering its second worst defeat since 1969.
I think voters are losing confidence in the current government. They talked a big game before the election, they promised help with the cost of living, and I think a lot of New Zealanders are feeling like they haven't delivered on that.
While Luxon's party still has the lead, Labour has climbed to 31. The Greens are up 1 to 13, while National's coalition partner ACT is down 1 on 8%. New Zealand First registered no change, still on 6, and Te Pāti Māori enjoyed a 1-point bump. If the election were held today, and assuming all seats are held, voters would deliver an overhang in Parliament, giving the right and left blocs 61 seats each, and both Luxon and Hipkins scrambling to pull together a government. There's more bad news for Luxon. Chris Hipkins is slightly more popular as preferred Prime Minister.
The message from Kiwis is that they want me to keep working hard to deliver outcomes for that from them, and they can see us doing that.
Generally speaking, you'd expect to drop in popularity when you move from being Prime Minister to being Leader of the Opposition. It's kind of the nature of politics. But the fact that my favourable ratings are still very high, I take some encouragement from that.
But the surprise result is former Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern. She has the highest level of favourability among voters on 44%. Those are numbers David Seymour could only dream of. His favourables have taken a whopping 30-point hit since the same poll was taken last August.
Our party is about where it was at the election. As far as personal favourability, I found that's the most volatile thing there is.
Just 1 year on from the election, a poll that shows all sides have everything to play for in 2026.
Andrea joins us now. Kia ora, Andrea. So a decent bump there for Labour, but will they be celebrating?
Kia ora, good evening, Sam. Well, it's a pretty gloomy picture for almost all parties. Chris Hipkins might be taking encouragement and heart, as he said, from the fact that he's ever so slightly more popular than Christopher Luxon. But on our post-Freshwater Strategy poll from last year, he's actually down 18 points. Christopher Luxon and Winston Peters, they're also down 2 on that poll, both by 16 points. Worse still for National, voter sentiment seems to be shifting. Voters are saying that they have less confidence in National's ability to deal with the top issues facing the country. So that's job security, inflation, housing, and managing healthcare. Going into the election, National actually led on all those issues. Now, with an extra 30,000 people looking for work, voters are also saying that job security is the most important issue to them.